We all know the metaverse is coming. There was this very interesting announcement very recently by Microsoft. They bought a company called Activision Blizzard for $65 billion, right? And then 65 billion with the B. So imagine that's the amount of spend that's gone there. Who is Activision Blizzard? For those that enjoy their gaming, the World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, those kind of games, right? But what does that have to do with the metaverse? Is essentially a simple thing. You have the concept of 3D environments which are created in these games, and Microsoft's vision is to take a company like that, take their 3D technologies and build a metaverse. So they're super excited. Facebook is another one who's super excited, right? They've rebranded their entire company to be called Meta. So and they're now saying that they're going to do about more than 10 billion plus of investment in the metaverse. So it's definitely coming. And the idea being that it's very important today to skate to where the puck is going to be and not focus on where the puck is right now. I'll tell you a very quick story and then we'll launch into some demos. But there was this very interesting dinner that Mark Zuckerberg had. He was having it with his wife, and it talks about this very big concept of skating to where the puck is. But so he was having this dinner. It was Valentine's Day. It was him and Priscilla Chan, his wife. So they were sharing this nice meal for Valentine's Day. And they heard a knock on the door. They hadn't really invited anyone for that dinner. And when Mark went up and opened the door, he saw this unassuming fellow in jeans and a t-shirt, and that person kind of came up to him, and he knew who he was, and he kind of let him in, and the three of them, it was Jan Koum, and the three of them shared that one cherry chocolate cake that was actually meant for Priscilla, but because they had this uninvited guest, the three of them actually shared it amongst themselves, and it was called one of the most expensive dinners that Mark Zuckerberg ever had, because he ended up paying $19 billion for that dinner. And that was the acquisition of WhatsApp, because Jan Koum, who founded WhatsApp, decided to sell it to him on that very day. And that sealed the fate for Facebook, right? Because Facebook was where the puck was at then. WhatsApp, Instagram was where the puck was going to be. Today we are in a generation where they have become the mainstays for Facebook, right? So without them, Facebook would have been game over. And that brings me to that same point, that the metaverse strategy, it can be very confusing, but it's very, very important to be there, because if a company like Facebook, and Mark's a smart guy, thinks 5 years, 10 years ahead of the line, if he's now focused on saying, okay, metaverse is the future, there's got to be something there. But as a brand, right, as a bank, as a big organization, it's going to come 3 years, 5 years away. So how do you kind of marry these two conflicting ideas, right? We want to do something now for something that's going to happen 5 years in the future. And that's where at Fluid, we spend a lot of thought leadership around this. And we've actually been able to solve this challenge of, can we bring metaverse to the world today? And it was so amazing that we patented the hell out of it. We got it granted in the US, and we're going to show that to you. And it's something that enables you to launch a metaverse bot today, both in the metaverse, but also on traditional platforms like web and mobile, where your customers are today, where your employees are. So whether you're thinking external use case, whether you're thinking internal use case, digital avatars, digital humans, metaverse bots are going to be those that guide your customers. And the future is going to be with those, it's going to be full of winners, it's going to be full of losers, and it's about those that think ahead. So let's go ahead and show you what a metaverse bot actually looks like.
Hello, I am the Fluid AI bot. I never trust a bot where you can't put a face to the text. As you know, I have been training long and hard for this day. Would you like to see what I can do?
So she's there, I can speak to her. She's on my web device, right? So she's on the web, she can work on the phone, and obviously the real use case, she can work in the metaverse. But let me start, having a conversation with her. And the first one that I wanted to take you to was what we did for a person who understands long term, right? If we say, okay, the metaverse is something that's going to become 3 years, 5 years, it's going to become ubiquitous. We actually found Warren Buffett, the most long-term person you could meet, and he was really kicked about the idea of the metaverse and being the first person on it, or having an avatar on it. So let me show you something about that. Tell me about Warren Buffett and our implementation.
Sure, this is what we did for Warren Buffett.
Thank you.
Can I say, I looked at this and I said, what does this mean? First ever AI cover. What does that mean?
Well, Warren worked closely with us and a company called Fluid AI. You take a picture of that cover, and a three-dimensional image, holograph of Warren pops up, and he'll answer questions. It's been loaded with AI.
Celebrating 100 years at Forbes magazine. Wow, what an accomplishment. The new issue includes the first ever artificial intelligence magazine cover featuring Warren Buffett. Take a look at it. Joining us, congratulations. 100 years, what a success story. Forbes magazine.
So let me jump ahead and show you what Warren's experience looks like.
Hi, I'm Warren Buffett, and thanks to artificial intelligence, you and I can have a conversation. So ask away. Anything about business, finance, or my personal journey. Click on the microphone at the bottom of the screen to ask me questions.
So, when we did this implementation, since it's Warren, I think the most popular question out there ever has to obviously be, what should I invest in?
Invest in yourself. You can't beat it. I see people that can increase their potential 50%, 100%, 200% by simply being able to communicate better. I was terrified of public speaking when I was young.
So I'm just going to mute Warren. I know it's a very bad thing to do, because I think it will be very interesting to hear what he has to say compared to what I have to say. But Warren's Metaverse bot will probably take up a lot of time if I let him continue speaking. But that's the concept, right? Can we have these smart interactions guided by a virtual assistant? She can talk, she can speak back to you, and you can have a smart interaction. She can bring up content and then literally guide you through any kind of process. She can handle cool integrations at the back as well. And it's super easy to generate, right? It's not like a complicated process that you need to run through. It's something you can do in 30 seconds, build it out, and have something running from the get-go.